Hey, I'm Wayne Hu. This is the VC Taxi where founders can pitch me and get real-time feedback on their ideas. Let's go for a ride.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? I'm
Girum.
Wayne.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining me.
Of course. I run a company called DocTours. I'm excited to be pitching it today. In 2016, my younger brother was diagnosed with a heart condition, same one that took our grandfather's life at age 44. Getting treatment in the US would have cost $150,000 and would completely bankrupt my family. So instead, we decided to go to India for it. Not only was the trip, hotel flights, everything included 1/10 of the cost, but we also learned that surgery was not the answer, despite what doctors were pushing for here. Fast forward almost a decade, we were preparing to do his follow-up, and we thought surely finding a doctor abroad would be easy, proving their credentials would be easy, paying them would be easy, but we found that that was not the case. So I'm building DocTours to help solve this. We're a medical tourism marketplace. We connect American patients with providers abroad. They can read reviews from other Americans, pay directly online. They have access to financing. And what we benefited as a family, other Americans would benefit. That's our mission.
Yeah, I love the mission for consumers who haven't done their research, who maybe wouldn't necessarily assume that the quality of care could be so much better outside the US. Kind of curious on how you've seen that play out.
That's a marketing challenge. It's not a question of, is there quality care? The question is, do Americans trust it?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our marketing efforts go towards solving this issue. Our primary go-to-market is TikTok. We partner with other content creators who've traveled abroad to receive their care, so that when Americans view it, they'll be like, oh, this person is like me. She went abroad to get this care. I think I could do it too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, makes sense. And is there a specific patient population, demographic, or what have you?
So we're
condition
actually,
type? Yeah.
we're niching down in condition types.
Yep.
We're starting with cosmetic,
Yep.
specifically hair transplants.
Yep.
We're going to be doing fertility next, followed by longevity treatments. We have over 100 partner clinics in 14 different countries. There's no reason why we should niche down in location. It's not any harder to get a clinic in Mexico than it is to get one in Turkey. So we niche down in procedures, and we'll be slowly growing from there.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. What's the biggest open question you're working through right now?
When is the right time to jump our initial niche? This is what I think about a lot. There's two schools of thought, right? The first one is stay in our beachhead for as long as possible, unless there's competitive pressures of other companies going after the other markets, or we've run out of growth.
Yep.
The other one is you can make a lot of revenue by growing fast, capturing all the markets, and extracting learnings, because each market has its unique issues.
Yeah. I love that you're focusing on a very fast growth area, hair transplant, which I think, from my understanding, it's almost like the default at this point to kind of go abroad for it, just given how expensive it is, and given that it's cosmetic, it's cash pay, something that you have full kind of economic alignment with your end consumer. To me, it's a question of timing, as opposed to how much headroom there is in the market for you to continue to kind of double down within the area. Number one, and then number two, how much kind of network or scale effects that you see. Kind of the more you get, the more you kind of get, patient acquisition, clinician acquisition, those sorts of things actually get easier with scale. The more I think it makes sense to really just kind of nail this one thing out of the park before you kind of move on to the next.
Yeah.
So what's next for you in the business?
Right now, we are trying to launch a few products. One is medication, right? We have a lot of patients who came back saying, my doctor told me to be on finasteride and minoxidil. I have no idea where to get it, right? Because doctors abroad can't prescribe. So we're building a telehealth platform that people can upload images of their prescriptions from abroad. We'll connect them to a doctor here to actually be able to prescribe and deliver.
That's smart. I'd always thought with one of the challenges with these sorts of marketplaces is you potentially have, because by definition it could be like a one-time transaction, and the more you can kind of capitalize on the fact that you're building a really deep trust relationship. If somebody's actually going to go through you to get a medical procedure, the more it makes sense to do everything after.
Yeah, and I think as you scale into different procedures, it starts becoming less a one-time thing, right? You come to us for a hair transplant, you do fertility with us, all your longevity treatments will be with us, all of your dental work will be with us. And we slowly start eating up all of these treatments that Americans would otherwise get here in the US and break their bank for it.
Makes sense.
What are some of the biggest risks that you see in our business?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest risks is actually what you addressed, which is how do you it takes a lot of work to build the trust. In my impression, to be able to kind of go somewhere and get a costly medical procedure that affects their appearance. And if you're going to do that work, I think you need a business model that can monetize very deeply to make the unit economics work on the other way. And I think being able to monetize on the back end through through prescriptions and follow-on procedures and so forth.
Yeah.
I think it's very smart. I think it's probably the way that this is going to have to work. And then the other thing I really like is hopping on a massive wave, which is on the hair transplant side. I think that's super smart.
Love it. Cool. This was awesome.
Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
SignalFire is the OG AI VC. We are a firm built like a tech company, powered by Beacon, our AI data platform. We help founders hire faster, grow smarter, and find real customers. We invest from seed through Series B across AI, healthcare, security, and more. SignalFire is based in San Francisco, California. Venture capital engineered to ignite your growth. Learn more at signalfire.com.